and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. It's so wonderful seeing you here this evening, DJ Ray. Thank you so much for putting in the stay in touch button, linking in my Substack as well, and I'm pinning your message right now on the Google chat. Thank you so much for putting in all of my links, showing people how to stay in touch with me. Hey there, Tyler. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Yes, for hitting that like button. I appreciate that. How is everyone tonight? Are you doing well? Have you had, a relaxing holiday? Did you do anything special? Let me know. Let me know. I know right now a lot of people are kind of getting back into the groove of just work and everything. So let me know how you guys are doing. Hey there, Derek. It's nice seeing you. Hey, so lots of early games today. You guys notice that? Like a lot of early games, and a lot of games already going on right now, but there are a few plays that I really like, and I'm excited to share them with you. Nice. Okay. You took the Suns plus 17.5. And they won outright. That is amazing. Awesome. I love that. You have been crushing the WNBA lately, and I love to see that happen. WNBA has been a little tricky, but I think we're really getting into the groove of things now. Right now my current WNBA ROI is sitting at 23.3%. So, but it's getting there. I'm like, we'll hit the 30% soon. But yeah. Hey there, Tech Science. So before we dive into any of these bets, different games I'm looking at tonight, and things I was looking at earlier, I like to sit back, relax, and get my mind right to win some wagers. Hey, DM. Thanks everyone so much for joining the stream. It's so nice seeing you here tonight. Tonight I'm smoking modified grapes. This one really packs a punch. It's a indica leaning hybrid. It's sweet, it's kind of skunky, it has a lot of grape flavor, but gives you really a calming energy. And I've been smoking it today, so that's why I'm a little high right now. I'm sure you guys could see that. Also, I've been hitting my THCP pen, and this really it hits later. Like it hits, I don't know, 15-20 minutes really, like after you smoke it, just kind of sinks in, and it's powerful. I love it. Thanks for using my emotes over on Rumble, DJ Ray. I love it. Yeah. Can we talk about that? The WNBA starting all of their games at 11. Like, what is going on? 11 a.m. today, they're starting their games. I mean, I feel like this is just a terrible time for most people. I mean, a lot of people are working, a lot of people, aren't even up. If you're on the West Coast, like during the summer, you're probably still sleeping in. So just seeing like their weird WNBA schedule is just, I'm just wondering, what are they doing? Like, so many people are going to these games. Everyone really wants to see these girls perform, But the schedule has just been weird, and it's just been weird season after season. Like, I would love to see some improvements here. It's for the kids, so they're scheduling games for just like the kids to see them. I mean, maybe if it was like 4 o'clock or something, or 2 o'clock, but 11 is just so early. Hey David, nice seeing you. Yeah, no. So I just hate the schedule though. I just think it's like, especially for bettors, and there's a lot of gamblers that live in Vegas, you know, and it's just too early. It's so early. I don't know. I wish the schedule for the WNBA was better, because a lot of people really want to enjoy these games and participate and bet on them, and like having that betting activity, it also creates more viewership, and I don't know, just having it at a time where people just aren't watching, I feel like it just already like limits its growth, like in and of itself. Yeah, exactly. Like, you could start the game at 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock even. I don't know, 11 is just so early. But yeah, I mean, 2 o'clock is fine. Kids are always doing afternoon activities. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think on weekends, then you really have the crowds, but a lot of people out there like really want to see these games, and you see that like they're always selling out. So I just don't know why they're always making it like at such weird times. So weird. Yeah, yeah, I've seen it start early on weekends too. Hey Peter, how are you? Welcome in. We were just discussing the WNBA and just kind of their weird schedule. I don't really like it. I'm not a fan. Hey Spencer, how are you doing? That it's just so weird. I don't like it. Starts too early. So yeah, I did like the under though in the Lynx Mercury game. That was a 3:30 game, so that was, yeah, that was what I really liked. And then there's the Wings Sky game. That's at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. And this total is starting to move a little bit. I have been watching it. It went from 164.5 to 166.5. So that's pretty interesting seeing how it's moving. Yeah. And these totals have been moving. So, like, even earlier in this Lynx Mercury game, it went from 163.5 to 160.5, then 160. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge move in this Wings Sky game. Like, the total only went from, it's only a 2 point move on the total. I would like to see it move a little bit more, or at least, a little bit bigger of a push. But, yeah, the earlier under was the play, but there is a little bit of movement here. I just don't really see this moving too much more. I think it's kind of maybe at its equilibrium point. Righty. So I do have quite a few games that I was looking at in baseball as well. So yeah, not a lot to talk about in the WNBA because everything is so early, unfortunately, and the show is still at this time. Um, but yeah, it's just what seems to kind of work for everyone right now. Um, Alrighty, so let's look at some baseball games. And yeah, my recent Major League Baseball ROI is currently sitting at 38%. So far, we've played 173 units. We have a 67.6% win rate. So it is doing pretty good. Thank you. I just got my hair done. I was at the salon today, and yeah, what do you guys think? It's brighter, blonder, and it's just been growing longer naturally, but a lot of the growth has been because of the infrared sauna, sitting in a relaxed sauna and seeing just how my hair has been growing. My hair would not grow before that at all. Like, it was years of just not being able to grow my hair. I felt like it was so dead because I would, I'd always get like highlights and things like that put in. I'm a natural blonde, but still. And thank you. And now, like, it's my hair's so long, like you guys can see, it's literally down my back, and it hasn't been long like this in my life, so I'm really, really happy to see the growth. It really does. It does. Seen it with guys too, like if they have bald spots, far infrared, growing their hair back. It's amazing. It's amazing what the Relaxana does. And it's made my hair grow a lot, and yeah, I just love the look now today, so thank you. Thanks so much. Just wearing something comfortable. It is really hot. There are some storms that are going to be coming through, so if it does start like raining or you hear some thunder in the background, that's what's going on. But I'm excited for it. I love the thunderstorms. It's so peaceful and just so chill. I'm not used to it at all, and I'm still not used to it. Like, being a Vegas girl, it's still a little bit of a treat, even though it's been like almost every day it's been raining. Hey Victor, how are you? Welcome in. It's nice seeing you here tonight. How have you been doing? We are just about to look at just some more games. And I wanted to first jump into a 2-minute drill. Hey Red Pilled, welcome in. So nice seeing you here. Thanks for stopping by. You're coming through over on Rumble right now, so that's pretty cool. Love it. You're using the Rumble emotes. It is a hot, humid summer. It's been raining every day, I feel like. But I don't know. I guess my natural hair likes it. I would just have like really curly hair. Ooh, the wind garage was flooding like mad in Vegas. How is that? You know what? I know Vegas was getting a lot of rain recently, and I don't know. I hope Vegas like really patched up some stuff. Like, it was just like a couple summers ago where we got so much rain and it was flooding the insides of casinos. I don't know if you guys remember that, but people were like just still sitting there like playing the slot machines while they're getting rained on, and I'm scared because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be playing with like a giant electric like slot machine while like rain is pouring down on my head from the ceiling. Like, that just doesn't seem really safe. Um, all things considered, would not recommend doing that at all. So that was crazy. I hope they fixed some things up, but it sounds like they didn't. Mets versus Orioles is postponed. Oh my gosh. It's probably because of the storm. yeah, I know a lot of people were worried about the flooding, so I'm just hoping everyone stays safe and, you know, stays out of the flooding areas. Alrighty, let's roll into the 2-minute drill. We're gonna do like sharp versus square. This is such a fun little game to really test your skills as a handicapper and also improve your skills. You know, this is really like, you know, we're gonna see, is this like a sharp bet or is this kind of a square bet? And, you know, just throw your answers out there. Like, there's no judgment here. We're all here to learn, and you know, it's important to like identify like spots that, you know, where it's you know, just kind of bad thinking, or you know, like what bets are not like, you know, really backed by data versus bets that are sharp and good opportunities, finding the edges. So I'll read out a few statements, and you could tell me if it is sharp or if it's square. Just feel free to throw that in the chat. Yeah, not heavy rain here yet, but I think it's gonna rain soon. But yeah, that was, wow, 2022, so a few years ago, but I just remember all those videos. It was crazy. All right, so first statement. If a total opens up at 41 and jumps to 44, I'll still take the over. Clearly everyone's hammering it, so I want to be on the right side. Is that sharp or is that square? Let me know in the comments. Just feel free to throw it out there. Yeah, this is really like a learning experience, and seriously, like, no embarrassment, no judgment here at all. These are important ways to like apply these principles to like your real life. And you know, I hear people all the time, sports handicappers, saying things like this. I hear it in the news, I hear it on TV, and I mean, a lot of people are out there saying these statements, so right now we're gonna evaluate them. Square, square. I love it. That is correct. That is square. Just because, you know, everyone's hammering the over doesn't mean that you should take it as well. So be careful of that, and also look out, see, like, did it reach like equilibrium point? Like, is that where it's going to stay? That's important to know. You guys are doing really well. Okay, what about this one? When the spread sticks at -3 all week, despite heavy public action on a favorite, that's often a red flag. The book might be taking a position. Is that sharp or square? It stays at -3 all week. And this is just sitting there. -3 despite heavy public action. So the book might be taking a position. Is this a sharp statement or is this a square statement? Feel free to throw your answers out there. All right, sharp, sharp. I like it. You guys are sharp handicappers. Yes, we have a knife drawer going on, Spencer. I like it. Congrats. You guys are crushing it. That is sharp for sure. All right, what about this one? I always parlay favorites. I don't want to risk too much on single bets, and this way I can hit a big payday if they all win. What about this statement? I feel like I've heard this statement a lot before. What about you guys? Hanging out. I even see people talking about parlays and everything on Love Island. I've been watching that TV show and I'm like, wow. You can't even bet there, like you don't even have access to your phone, but still talking about what kind of parlays they would make. Like, that was not in my parlay. Like, everyone's out there. Square, square. That is right. That is square. Me personally, I just try to stay away from parlays. Like, it's just not worth it. I mean, the sports books are always making so much money off of the bettors, and even just like, missing one in your 8 leg parlay, missing one game, or even missing one game in your 5 leg parlay, that's just reinforcing, like reinforcing that behavior with like, that nearly, you know, like you nearly won it. So you have that feeling, and then you're going to keep chasing after it, trying to play parlays. And that is a very powerful, like reinforcing factor. And that's one of the reasons why parlays are really addictive, is like even those like near, like close calls, like just missing one leg, it really reinforces itself, so then you just want to play even more parlays. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm sorry I buffered for a second, but I hope you guys like understand what I'm trying to say there. It's basically just reinforcing itself. Like every time you play a parlay and it's like, oh, I just even lost one leg of this parlay. Like that in itself is basically reinforcing that behavior, so you play even more parlays, and that's what the sports books want you to do. So just be aware of that. All right, let's talk about this one. I do, but I think it's a storm. You know what? I kind of like live out in the suburbs, like almost on the edge of the forest. So, yeah, I think it's just a storm coming in, and but all right. What about this statement? I like to wait for kickoff to bet. That way I can see how each team looks before locking in a side. What do you think of that statement? All right, I'm glad it's good now. Definitely just a storm rolling through, and I don't know, I don't think there really is like a good service provider out there. Sometimes, like, I feel like in most places you're just kind of stuck with like 2 options or 3 options. Okay, we have some different opinions here. Square, sharp, that works only for nuzzling horses. Uh, well, I think Derek's right. It only works for nuzzling horses. Those nuzzlers. Yeah, it's more important when you're watching a horse race, but yeah, no, when it comes to sports, the sports book already has that all factored in. But I mean, sometimes, like there might be a rare spot, but for the most part, the sports book already has that pretty much locked in. Alrighty. Oh no. Maybe it's the THCP. Or THC. I've been loving my THCP, but it's definitely a little dangerous, because like even though I have a high THC tolerance, I and enjoy a lot of cannabis, whether it's THCA hemp flower, or whether it's stuff from the dispensary or stuff I grow myself. I find that like sometimes switching up cannabinoids, like going to HHC or THCP and having like these pens with different specific cannabinoids, really does kind of give you like that brand new like I'm getting high again, like for the first time kind of experience, which is pretty cool. I like it. It is the real deal. All right, so one more. Um, Books will often inflate the price on popular player props, especially overs. Unders can have more value, even if they feel icky. Is this statement sharp or square? Feel free to write that in the comments, whether it's sharp or square. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about that? Books will often inflate the price on popular player props, especially overs. Unders can have more value. What do you think about that? Sharp? Square? Sharp? Sharp? You guys are pretty sharp. Yes, that is. Yes, don't feel icky when you bet. But you know what? A lot of people love to take the overs on player props, and I mean, even like a lot of the reasons why people like why the sports books are able to spot these unusual like betting patterns, and like when people really get in trouble is, a lot of players they're betting a lot of times they're betting like big amounts on unders and standing out for games. Like we've all seen that happen. Um, so, like, these things are very easy for the sports books to spot. Like, they're not really getting away with anything. Because AI could spot unusual patterns. Because a lot of people out there are just, the casual bettors, throwing a few bucks on the over prop on, their favorite player. But the sports books also know this and they factor this accordingly. So sometimes these unders are pretty good. You need to look and consider the unders when it comes to props, because it's a lot easier to not do something than it is to do something, and all the Joes are typically taking the overs. I love it. I'm so glad you guys are learning, really truly professional handicapping techniques, and, being able to identify these statements, because we hear them from people around us all the time, people who are bettors and, people who are just getting into it. So being able to identify these habits if we have them ourselves, or, being able to help those around us so they don't fall into problem gambling behavior is really important. Oh no. Definitely not. I hope I don't fall asleep on the show, but you know what? I have been enjoying my cannabis. We're just having chill vibes. Chill vibes here tonight. um, yeah, but my music isn't working. I'll figure that out for the next stream. So we are going to look at some more games, and let's look at some baseball. I was looking under earlier in the Blue Jays White Sox game that did start developing with some pro money. I also saw the Phillies money line move, and it was moving in the right direction. So oh boy. Cannabis is powerful stuff. What can you say? I will take one more hit, and yeah, let's keep going over some of these baseball games. All right. Ooh, that is some strong cannabis. All right, I love just chilling with you guys, enjoying some cannabis at the end of the day, and looking at all of these wagers, breaking down some of these lines. So this, even the earlier Phillies Giants game, this line definitely moved pretty hard. It opened up at plus 125 on the money line and went to minus 136, minus 138 with a lot of Philly money. So that was pretty interesting seeing that develop as well. I like that. I see what you did. No. um All right, let's look at this Mets Orioles game. This is a 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, so this is still coming up in half an hour. Uh, and this is pretty interesting. I've been looking at the total here, and I think this is looking like a pretty solid play. It opened up over 9.5, minus 105, went to over 10, minus 108 with level 1 money. This is looking like a solid play. I like how it's moved, and I I think this is still looking pretty good. So, yeah, I would say this is oh yeah, this is canceled. Oh my gosh. I forgot. Oh my gosh, I am definitely a little high. Oh boy. Okay. Let's move on to the next. I was looking at the Rockies versus Red Sox game. This is a 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern game as well, and yeah, that was my analysis, but we'll take a look and see how these lines are moving, I guess tomorrow when the game happens. Yeah, with all this cannabis in my life, things like this are bound to happen, right? All right, so Rockies versus Red Sox. This is a game that I really liked. This Boston Red Sox run line opened up at minus 1.5, minus 115, moved to minus 152, then even further out to minus 160. Minus 160 on this run line. So I would say ladder this. There is level 5 money here. Level 5. That is, in my grading scale, the most amount of money on this game. And I really like this play. I really do. So you're laddering out that Red Sox run line. All right, get the ladders out. This is actually the first play that I really, really like in Major League Baseball. So, I was talking a little bit about what I liked earlier and just how some of these lines have moved. And also, I was looking at the WNBA total, the over the Wings Sky game, but it's kind of just sitting there right now. I think it's kind of hit equilibrium, and of course, also this Mets Orioles game got postponed. So right now, I really do like this Red Sox run line. Yeah, you could get the minus 2.5, the minus, I don't know what's minus 2.5 sitting at right now. Like, what are the odds? Or minus 3.5, maybe. Maybe this is a spot you want to put an action play in on this ladder. Of course, like, bet responsibly, but yeah, what's it looking at? Everyone is laddering right now. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, no one's gonna take the minus 160, right? Right? Okay, some people will. Some people will. I do know, like, there are some people, but not me. I don't really like taking much beyond, like, minus 130, minus 140. It's just, no, I'm sorry. Minus 2.5 is minus 102. Okay, all right. So I'm guessing minus 3 is probably what, plus 115 maybe, plus 110, plus 105 maybe. So yeah, okay. It seems like everyone is pulling out the ladders here. I would say this is a nice spot if you really want to ladder this run line. I feel good about this. I really do feel good about the Boston Red Sox run line. It's completely moved out in the right direction with the sports book, and all of the money is behind this, pushing it as well. All right. So you got even money a couple hours ago, and now it's already sitting at minus 102. Everyone is laddering. Everyone is laddering. So, you know, the sports books are starting to adjust a little bit. So we'll see. But this is a play that I like a lot, and it's supported by a lot of money, and the sports books, they are moving this line in the right direction, as you can see. So that's exciting. That's exciting, and it's happening in, yeah, just about 30 minutes. So make sure to lock that in. -3 was plus 135 back then. Interesting. I wonder what it is now. It's probably not probably not plus 135 now. Let's look also at this Cubs Twins game. This is a 7:40 p.m. Eastern game. There's been a little bit of movement on just some of this Twins money line. It's moved from plus 120 to minus 111 to minus 114, then back to minus 10 with, you know, some Cubs money. So that's interesting. It's moving against a lot of the Cubs money. But to me, I'm looking more at an action play here on the total. You think this is going to easily be a 4 or 5 more run difference, so taking the 4.5, minus 4.5 run line. I wonder what that is right now. That could be a pretty big plus money play, so I like that. I like that. We have a little bit of a ladder tonight. I like it a lot. This is exciting, guys. We don't usually ladder out plays, but we haven't had a run line in a while that I really liked. I like this Red Sox run line, and it is a spot that you could ladder out against the Rockies. So it just seems like that's the way the sports books are moving, the pros are moving. Okay, now I know you guys want to hear about my action play on this total in this Cubs Twins game. This is at 7:40, and this total opened up over 8.5, minus 125. Then it moved pretty fast to over 9.5 even money, with a lot of over money still kind of hammering the over. So it moved a whole point, and I would say this is looking like a pretty good action play if you want to lock in the over 9.5. You could get that for even money right now, so that's pretty good, and I like the total. But not as the best over total left. Yeah, I think there are some other totals that I really like, but this could be a good action play. There's a lot of games tonight with a lot of these lines moving. So look at this for an action play. But it is moving. It is moving. I like that it moved a whole point, and yeah. I'm also looking at the Pirates versus Royals. This is a run line that looks like it's developing pretty nicely. So the Royals went from minus 1.5, plus 150 to plus 105. Then it moved a little bit back to plus 107, but it's level 1 money. It's looking very solid, and I would say this is looking like a pretty solid play. Just because it's sitting there, level one money, a huge move from the sports book. Yeah, I would say that's a nice little action play, Victor, for sure. Thank you, Red Pilled. I appreciate that. Fresh hair from the salon. Just loving the little look right now. That is true. That is true. Yeah, getting close to All-Star break, you do want to make sure like you're betting a little more responsibly, not just betting on everything, like really analyzing these games. But there is a lot moving right now. So just, make sure to look out for this. Uh, then at 8 o'clock, the Guardians are playing the Astros. There's a lot of like Astro Joe money I see on the money line. The Cleveland money line went from plus 165 to plus 126 to plus 130. But there is like level three money on the Astros, and a Cleveland money line is moving, but just a lot of Joe money. So I'm staying away from that. There's just too many Joes piling in on this money line. And I think everyone still is, feeling the holidays, like betting on a lot of different things. So just, be aware there are a lot of Joes in the mix. So I am staying away from that money line, but this total looks pretty good too. It opened over 7.5, plus 110, went to minus 115, sitting at minus 110 right now, and there is level 5 money on the over. So this is looking pretty solid here. It does look like it's developing pretty nicely and moving from plus 110 to minus 115, sitting at minus 110. Oh, thank you. Yes, I would love that. But I don't know. What those girls go through is intense. That is intense. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Um, so that looks pretty solid. Keep your eye on that over. Then the Rangers versus Angels. This is a 9:30 p.m. Eastern game. And right now, I am looking at this over as well. This opened over 8, minus 110, went to over 9, minus 120, and right now there is level 5 money on the over. So you could even get like over 9.5 at even money right now. I would take that for sure. Just because I really like this over. It developed pretty nicely. There's lots of money pushing this, and the sports book is moving this as well. So I like this over. I think it developed pretty nicely, and it's still just sitting there. So yeah, over 9.5. You could grab that at even money. Um, Unless they already moved it to like minus 105, so you might want to shop around a little bit. Just check out different sports books, line shopping, they call it, and make sure that you could get even money, hopefully plus money, in some spots, but we'll see. You like that total? Okay, I like it. I like it when other sharps are taking the same thing that I am, and taking that over here. It looks pretty solid. Um, what do you think about laddering it? Maybe that's a little too much. Laddering over 9.5 already. That's a little crazy, but at least you could get like some even money, some plus money, maybe shop around a little bit. Um, I've also seen this Diamondbacks Padres line move a little bit. It's a 9:40 p.m. Eastern game. The total opened over 8. Even money went to over 8, minus 122, and then it pulled all the way back to minus 105, and there was level 5 money on over, so I don't like that. I'm bailing on that game. Like, it looked like it was developing, but considering how much it just pulled back, I'm staying away from that one. Yeah, this many plays, I would just say, be careful, really look for games that you like a lot. I would say I like the Red Sox run line like a lot, a lot. That looks very solid. I also really like this over in this Angels Rangers game. And a lot of plays that I like, the other plays are more action plays. So, be responsible with your bets and, look at the games, analyze them. Don't, don't bet anything that you're not afraid of losing, because we are at a weird time of year. So, like, making more plays is not that good because we're just at that weird time of year. It happens every year. Like last week was okay. It was a little rocky for me, and this week, we're just gonna stay on track. We're gonna stick to our strategies and our technique and our analysis, and we're just gonna keep getting through it. But really, like, identifying the best plays and making them is really important. Like, in the daily report, one of the recent like coaching corners was about like just restraining yourself like from making plays and how like important that is sometimes. A lot of people don't do that. They're up all night, waking up in the middle of the night making plays, and you're just not putting the proper thought and analysis into it. At that point, it's just like the dopamine you're getting from it and the rush. And then at that point, it goes from being like a professional handicapping and like really betting responsibly to betting irresponsibly. And, right now at this time of year, we just want to, kind of pull back and identify the best spots where there's value, without going overboard. Yeah, definitely. Lots of plays, lots of plays. So just make sure to edit. Yeah, make sure to edit yourself 100%. Because you don't have to play everything, seriously. Alrighty. Now let's just finish up. Yeah, exactly. Don't bet too much. Just bet on the games that you've really thoroughly analyzed, especially like baseball right now. Like, this always happens. This is kind of a pattern. So we just have to be aware of it. That's all. That is all, and really just find the spots. All right, let's talk about cannabis to wrap everything up, because I have been loving this THCP today, and it has been getting me very, very high. I like it though. It's fun switching things up. And just seeing like how the different cannabinoids interact with your receptors, your cannabinoid receptors. So all right, let's dive into this little game. This is gonna be kind of like sharp or square, so you could just write sharp or square. And I'm gonna be giving you a cannabis statement, and let me know if it's sharp or square. Definitely, definitely enjoying it. CBG, so cannabigerol, is known as the mother cannabinoid because it's a precursor to THC, CBD, and other cannabinoids. Is this sharp or square? Feel free to just throw your answer in the chat. just a little bit of cannabis education, because it's important to know about this plant and get the truth about it, like how it really interacts with your body on a scientific level versus, I don't know, look at what the DEA is doing. They're just putting memes out there. All right, DJ Ray is coming through saying it is sharp. Check science, sharp. That is correct. It is sharp. Oh no, Spencer. Oh no, it is sharp actually. So a lot of it, I mean, CBG really is like it turns into THC, delta 8. You could turn it into all the different cannabinoids, CBN, all of that, but it all starts as CBG really, like when it's taken from the hemp plant, and like there is like how that is how it's able to like be federally legal, and you're able to get a lot of these cannabinoids like delta 8, delta 9, HHC, and THCP like at your local smoke shop instead of like paying the high prices and taxes at the dispensary, or even online getting it shipped to you. It's like 100% federally legal. Most companies, my company included, like just put in like statement to the post office, so if they do open up the package, they can understand and see the lab tests and say, oh, like this is legal. Here it is. Okay, so next statement. Delta 8 THC occurs naturally in large amounts in cannabis plants. Is that sharp or square? Let me know in the comments, and I am going to take another hit of this. The square. All right, what else? Square. You guys are on it. Keyword being large occurs in small quantities in cannabis plants naturally, but not large. Then this statement. Linalool, the terpene found in lavender, is also present in many cannabis strains and contributes to sedation. Is that a sharp or square cannabis statement? All right, feel free to throw it in comments, and I am going to take another cannabis hit. Oh, that was a good hit. All right. You guys are saying that is sharp, and you guys are correct. Yes, linalool is the terpene that's really responsible for making you feel calm and relaxed. And the problem with like a lot of essential oils is you don't know how much linalool they have in it. And linalool is like the specific compound, the specific terpene that's making you feel relaxed in your lavender. But there's so many different types of lavender out there that you just don't really even know when you're at like your local wherever you get your essential oils. You don't really know how much linalool is in it to really give you that sedative effect. But cannabis with it in there gives it a lavender scent, and it also has that kind of feeling, but at the same time, a lot of terpenes really do get destroyed by the heat. So you just have to be careful of that. Yes. The entourage effect refers to the interaction between cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids to modulate effects. Is this sharp or square? It's the interaction between cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. It's like a lot of different pieces. What do you guys think? I love it. Sharp. The entourage effect, yes, is the combination of the flavonoids and the cannabinoids, the terpenes, all of that working together to really give you the full benefits of cannabis. It's like if you were to go out and have a fancy dinner and I don't know, say the person next to you is having a fancy dinner, right? Like you got your plate and you're looking at it and it's a steak, it's a filet mignon, and it's a nice steak, right? It's seasoned, it's sitting there on your plate. But the person next to you, you're looking at their plate and they have the steak with the potatoes and maybe they have some veggies on the side. They have the sauce to like dip the steak into. Like they have all of these different things. You're looking at their steak and you're going, wait a second, like now I just have like the steak. I don't have any of these other sides to make it to really give it the full experience. That is the entourage effect right there. Having all of the different flavonoids, the endocannabinoids, all of it working together, that's where you get the maximum benefits. So it's just like having a full steak dinner. When you take like an isolate, you're just singling out, like you're basically saying, I just want the fillet. Like that's it. But when you have it all together, like when you get a full spectrum product, that is when you have the full steak dinner with the sauce and the sides and everything else included. So yeah, congratulations. You guys are sharp. The knife drawer. That's why you guys are the knife drawer. So sharp. Congratulations, everyone, for participating. And I mean, you guys were just flying through these questions. Everyone was answering this. Like, you got so many questions right. And I just love seeing, like, all of our cannabis education elevating, sports handicapping knowledge, identifying good statements from square statements, because we hear them all the time, every day in every way. And so many sports bettors around us are just, that's just part of the regular daily lingo. So we have to identify, like, is this a sharp betting move? No. Or is it could be sharp. It could be sharp if you're listening to the pros. Absolutely. Another bong rip. Congratulations, everyone. You guys really crushed these games, and I was happy to see that happen. Ooh, that was a strong bong hit. And seriously, everyone watching, I'd love more participation in these games. Like, this is a judgment-free zone. And, just feel free to throw out your answers. We're all learning together here. And we're just trying to build a strong community where we're all lifting each other up, elevating our betting experiences so we could all be winning together. And, yeah, I mean, really, we're learning about game theory and how to play with the house here instead of against the house, and, how to be a real profitable sports bettor, and we're proving that every day in action, charting our ROI, return on investment, and our win rate, of course, as well. And we're learning all of these statements. We're learning a little bit of health through cannabis. And congratulations, everyone. Thanks for showing up today and for continuing to show up like week after week as I'm doing these shows. I know there's been a little bit of scheduling craziness lately with a holiday, but we're just kind of back to our regular scheduled programming, and I will see you all again on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, our usual time. Yeah, good luck tonight, everyone. Lots of lines moving. Just remember, be careful. We throw out a lot of games out there. Be responsible with your bets and really analyze these games. Make strategic decisions. Good luck tonight, everyone. Please give the stream a thumbs up on your way out. Click the follow button if you haven't already, and make sure to stay in touch with me just by going to arielcalista.com, clicking on the button that says stay in touch for my free daily emails. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good night and good luck on all of your wagers. See you Saturday.